last night in 2 words? Just got back from the gym. We had a great night last night. First 2 words are coming to mind, let's go.
Okay, hard and good.
Today's vlog is gonna have explicit content. When we say explicit, what we mean is we're gonna talk about sex. We generally don't believe in talking about things in graphic ways because we don't feel like that's really important or valuable. But we do talk about it because we think it's important. We believe that parents should be there and be a part of the process of their kids learning about sex. So I don't think there's gonna be anything in this vlog that your kids maybe shouldn't see, but I think you should watch it first, certainly as an adult, and maybe you'll decide that you don't want your kids watching that.
And there was the door, shut as usual. It's sure to be no good, said Eustace with his hand on the handle, and then, oh, by gum! Shabbat cleanup today. Everyone's got their jobs. When did we start Shabbat cleanup? Like a year or 2 ago? We started this, meaning I gave the kids jobs and they did them every Friday. But prior to that, it was me pretty much doing all this stuff. It's been a huge game changer to bring the kids into that process, and I think really good. For them, good for me, good for us as a family to do this together. And I wish I would have started that sooner, actually, when my kids were younger. I know there's only so much little kids can do, but I also know that they can do a lot. Dove had the living room. That looks pretty good over there. Eden has the kitchen. She's working hard. All right, what's your job? You should be doing a job right now. You did that? Okay, so you're supposed to go find Memory. So go find Memory and help her, okay? Alright. Memory is cleaning the bathroom with Filia.
Take some of these.
7 is picking up the kids' room. Well, actually, no, you're not. You're just playing with the cat. Every Friday morning-ish, I try to send out an email to the people that we do Shabbat with, because we host about 3 or 4 families every Shabbat. I think we're gonna do burgers, and I think we're gonna try to do burgers outside because it's supposed to be like 60 something degrees.
Someone just woke up and is very hungry. Very hungry?
I sent out the Shabbat email.
Wi-Fi is working. Many lines, strong.
Eden, there's
Can I come with you to watch you guys eat?
No, not now. This is just me and my parents. I'm going to lunch with my parents. We do that every Friday.
Baby's been sleeping for, I think, almost 2 hours. I'm gonna go check on him. Little baby, little baby, little baby, my little baby. Aww. He is still sacked out.
We just went to the butcher. You want this? You want this? You want this? Sit, sit, sit. Good dog. Here you go. Here you go.
What's this say? Yeah.
You guys as Hebrew teacher looks like Michael Jackson today. This is going to be a little bit weird to talk about. 6 months ago, we started 6 months of sexual abstinence, which was a first for our marriage and a very big deal. A little bit of context. This particular time when we started this, we were actually having the best sex of our entire life. And a friend and sponsor put me up to this. I wouldn't have chosen it alone. We wouldn't have decided it by ourselves. But we accepted this idea because while we were having great sex, we felt like there was something really missing and we weren't really connecting very well. So we were kind of desperate to try something to deepen our relationship.
One of the things that we were able to work on was to be able to communicate better, like just to talk through things in more depth than going straight to sex. And then the other thing, we were able to even just develop a physical touch more. That's not, you know, directly sexual.
We used to use makeup sex as a way to resolve intimacy issues emotionally, and I think it kind of hijacked our communication, like Cami said, and it hijacked our sex because it was using sex for something it wasn't designed for. And it was cool. We practiced for the last 6 months resolving conflict without sex.
I used sex as like a crutch to resolve a lot of things, and so it not being there, it really forced me to look at myself.
There's times where I felt loved. There's times when I've gone without sex, but those moments have never overlapped. In other words, I couldn't feel loved and not have sex. This was a huge process for me to learn. I can go without sex and still feel loved and still be loved by Cami. And I think a real game changer in how we're going to use sex in the future to deepen our relationship, not to depend on it for something it can't give.
When Ben and I weren't connected, or I didn't feel connected to him, I felt like my world was falling apart. And in these last 6 months, I have really been able to be okay. Yesterday was the first time we had sex in 6 months. For me, it was hard. There's circumstances, you know, in my life, we just had a baby, that make it harder than it would normally be. And in the past, those like added circumstances would have basically made it impossible for me to have sex, or at least good sex. But it was really cool to see last night that even though I have these circumstances in my life, I was able to rise above them and to have good sex in spite of them.
It really felt like we accomplished something in the 6 months, and just being able to agree on something that was not easy and much bigger than what we immediately would want in our relationship. There's always a loss. Like, we could have had a bunch of awesome sex for 6 months, but I feel like we rose above something bigger than that. It's hard to explain. It's people that are gonna feel like, why are you talking about your sex life on this vlog?
It's hard to talk about my sex life on this vlog. That makes it even more important because I know I never heard people talking about this, and I was really hurting. I just think this needs to be talked about more, and you know, this is kind of weird. We've experienced some health and wholeness in this area that has been really, really hard for us, our whole marriage, and even before that. Anything we can say or share help someone, that's just more important than being weird or having someone be uncomfortable.
So we're gonna post a link down in the description that just has some excerpts from my journal entry through this process. Please use the comments to ask us any questions about this process. It's hard because we don't know what you guys are wondering, but we think this is really important. And if there's any way we can help with our experience and how jacked up we were, and we're happy to.
And when we say jacked up, like, I think a lot of people have this story.
There was just a lot of shame and compulsion around sex, I think.
And secrecy and we didn't know how to talk about it.
Okay, I gotta go play ping pong. I am really excited right now because I'm gonna go play ping pong, and I haven't had a chance to use my paddle in a long time, like 5 years. That was good. I feel like my ping pong skills are coming back to me. I won 3 out of 5.
We're wrapping up our week. It's Shabbat. We're looking forward to rest and burgers. And Ben's making his waffle mix for tomorrow morning.
We are not 100% ready yet. We are happy to take a break though, because kind of like Cami said was in today's or yesterday's vlog, our identity doesn't come from vlogging, and it doesn't come from what we do or don't do, and we don't believe that you guys' identity comes from what you do or don't do. And that's what gives us the ability to actually stop doing anything and rest in peace while we're still alive. So we hope you guys have a restful weekend.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We love you guys. Love you. Mwah.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. You want a piece of this?